What's up, guys? It's Brandon Flash. Today, you're joining me with the new 2026 Refresh Model Y, and we're going for a first drive. Let's hop in, take it for a drive. And before we get into the new Model Y, if you are in the market for any new Tesla, my referral link is down below in the description and in the pinned comment if you need one. It really helps out the channel if you do. Well, you're joining me in the new Model Y. We're going for our first drive. This is a launch series car, so this one has the acceleration boost. It has FSD, and I've only driven it probably half a mile just to bring it over to this parking lot. We're going to be trying out FSD, of course. This is on, let's see what software. We're on 2024.44.58.1, so a little bit old main software, but we are on full self-driving 13.2.8. I'm pretty darn experienced with this version at this point because this is what we have in our Model Y. And let me just reset a trip here just so we can see. They move those down here. We will reset current, we'll reset trip A. There we go. Let's just set a destination. Up here we'll go for a little bit of a highway drive. And then we'll also drive it
now turn left onto
back to Tesla. Tesla, because this is just a test drive car. So we'll do that. And we'll just go for a little bit of a loop here. And then we'll go back that way. So this should be a good test of FSD. Shouldn't be too long of a drive, I think. And let me turn off. Let's just adjust our FSD settings. So no brake confirm. We'll do it in hurry, which is how I normally do it. We'll put it on 20%. There we go. Let's turn off the nav voice because especially when I'm not actually driving, I really don't care. And I think that should be good. So let's do press and hold. So it is now going to drive itself. And I'm just going to give you guys some of the driving impressions here. I do have the cooled seat turned on. It has the new sweep function going on. And I'm going to try to not end up in autopilot jail here. We also have the new ambient lighting on in pink. Shout out to my wife that loves pink, and this matches her phone case. And she is hiding in the back seat because that's what she does. So this is a pretty busy road that can actually be a bit challenging as a human driver, especially to get a spot and pull out. But FSD has been pretty remarkable lately, at least on Hardware 4. I have not driven Hardware 3 in a while to be able to have a comment on that, but the Hardware 4 experience these days is excellent. And there it pulled out actually great spacing. There's a semi coming, but it pulled out with just enough spacing to be good and not cut them off or anything. And again, I'm not touching the pedals or the wheel at all. Road noise seems to be, I'd say, actually about the same as our current 2025 Model Y. The newer previous generation Model Ys are actually pretty impressively quiet. A lot of people don't realize how good they've actually gotten compared to the earlier Model Ys, but there doesn't seem to be that substantial of an improvement, at least in noise here. But we'll get onto the interstate and I'll get a better gauge as well. Hopefully there's not too much traffic on the interstate, but again, we're in the hurry profile, and it's going really nice and smooth. Ride comfort seems to be a bit improved, a bit softer, very akin to the new Model 3. But again, the newer Model Ys of the previous generation even have significantly improved ride quality compared to the earlier Model Ys that really just rode terribly. I actually initially wrote off the Model Y because of how terribly they rode when I first test drove one way back in 2020. So let's just let it get through this traffic here. I'll fast forward through some of this, and then when we get onto the interstate, you'll join us back again. are about to get onto the interstate. You can also see, hopefully, the blind spot indicators on both of the little tweeters on the door. Not the most obvious thing to be able to see, but definitely a useful addition in addition to being able to see it on the screen or in the camera. And then we're just continuing along. FSD, of course, doing a really good job. So we'll come up here, we'll do the clover leaf to get on, we'll drive on the interstate a little bit to see the noise levels, and then we'll do some surface streets to get a better idea of ride quality. So far on the bumps, I'm not that impressed compared to the current model or the previous Model Y. It didn't seem notably better. It seemed about the same to me. And let me just take it off of FSD here because I want to try out the acceleration boost acceleration, and let me floor it. It is quick, as you would expect, but it's exactly the same drivetrain as we've had before on all the Model Ys with acceleration boost. And then here I am trying to enable autopilot with drive stock, as in the current Model Y, and we have to press the button here, which is just a worse way to do it in my opinion, because you're pressing in on a rolling button rather than just hitting a stock that is always in the same spot. This is also a moving target if the wheel is not entirely straight. So I think this is a notably worse way to enable full self-driving, or even just basic autopilot, than the drive stock that you simply do once down and it's good. So we're merging on. It is very quiet in here, but I don't think it's that notable of an improvement compared to the previous gen Model Y. The roof does seem to be a little bit darker. Hard to really tell. It's a little bit gloomy today. I will say the HVAC seems to be working not as hard as in the previous gen. They apparently have reduced the speed that the fan needs to run, and that does seem to be a noticeable improvement. Coming up here, we'll get off pretty quick. On the interstate, it's pretty uneventful. It drives exactly as you would expect. Not particularly amazing, not bad. It's the same as the previous Model Y as far as I'm concerned. I don't think this would be any better or worse experience on an extended trip compared to a 2023, 2024, 2025 Model Y. If you have an earlier Model Y, this will definitely be a notable improvement for you because the ride quality has significantly improved since about mid-2023. This is apparently better according to Tesla, but I'm really not seeing that much of a difference. I am going to be taking it off FSD because I want to experience the new brake pedal because they've actually introduced blended braking, which Volkswagen Group did 5 years ago, or maybe even more, with the e-tron and with the Taycan. But that is new for Tesla, where if you're using the brake pedal, it will actually use regen first before engaging the physical brakes or friction brakes, which should be better for efficiency for most drivers. And they're actually introducing that you can actually reduce the amount of regen that you get on liftoff of the pedal, because now that they have blended braking, it doesn't matter whether you're using regen via the acceleration pedal or via the brake pedal, because regardless, regen will be used first. So it seems like, at least right now, it has less. This turn signal stock is a little weird in my opinion. So right now, deceleration there is standard. And then it also says here, this setting does not impact range or brake pedal response. So basically indicating that it won't change how the car drives. It does feel like the pedal is higher, and it feels like a brake by wire rather than a like boosted direct connection system like most vehicles. I'm not going to be entirely following the navigation here. Again, the acceleration is excellent. I'm actually going to put it in chill mode because that's normally how I drive my Model Y, so that way it's a little bit more of a direct comparison of feeling. And let's just remove this random address I put on here and have it navigate back to Tesla. And I'll take some side roads back rather than this, and I'll probably end it before we get back to Tesla because there's only so much to talk about here. At the end of the day, it's still a Model Y, and it has not changed that much. I will say on these side roads, it feels a bit quieter. On the interstate, it surprisingly didn't have that much of a difference, but I think driving this route in the previous gen Model Y, it would be louder going through here. Just a bit less wind noise. Tire noise is also a bit improved. Efficiency, so we're getting 271 watt-hour per mile. You really can't tell anything in a drive like this, whether it's actually better or not, just given that you can't reproduce the drive that I just did. We'd have to run this through an entire 10% challenge or 70 mile per hour range test to really get an indication of whether this vehicle is truly improved in efficiency. The battery size is the exact same, and I suspect a lot of the efficiency improvement that this vehicle will see is actually due to the new tires that are on it. There's a couple different options, but Tesla's really been working with tire manufacturers a lot recently to improve efficiency due to rolling resistance. And luckily those changes can be retroactive because you can buy those same T0 spec tires and put them on your current Model Y and get the same benefit. So we'll come up here, we're going to make a left, and then we'll just continue on these side roads. There is still a little bit of harshness over some of the bumps. It's definitely not an air suspension, which it's not. And you can definitely feel that it's still a coil-based suspension, and it has that little bit of kind of harshness compared to what you get on an air suspension. Regen almost does seem reduced. Maybe it's a little bit of an illusion, but I feel like even my previous gen Model Y long-range rear-wheel drive has a little bit more regen than this, which I think is not enough to begin with. It's only 85 kilowatts. Tesla really needs to up it compared to some of the other manufacturers and increase the regen that's available. There's some that are doing 150 kilowatt plus, and Tesla's still doing their 85. And that's the same whether you have an all-wheel drive or a rear-wheel drive Model 3 or Model Y. Steering feel feels basically the same. I came out of the long-range rear-wheel drive driving here, and that does have a little bit lighter steering due to being rear-wheel drive and not having a front motor or front axles to contend with as you're driving. So not quite an apples to apples back to back, but it feels basically the same to me. And I think I've gotten my impressions actually on the side road, so we'll hop back on the interstate and see how it does on a little bit further, and then we'll wrap this video up. It's very strange being used to, or not used to, but having driven the new Model 3 that has the buttons for steering and having the turn signals here, but not having the stock to engage autopilot. So it's a very weird middle ground, and I could see that being pretty confusing actually if you have a new Model S or X, a new Model 3 or a Cybertruck. In addition to this, that going back and forth between them could be actually confusing. And that's not a fault of the stocks, that's a fault of Tesla adding a bad user experience with removing the stocks, in my opinion. And we're back on FSD, doing its thing as usual. And I'll just let you guys see as it drives itself back, and then we'll wrap this up. Well, guys, there we have it. We have now driven the new Model Y. I would love to hear what you guys think. Definitely comment down below. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And if you're buying a new Tesla, regardless of what it is, my referral link is down below. See you guys on the next one.